Hello Stampers, it's Becky Hahn again at Becky's Stamping Studio. I wanted to share a card with you that I did for my classes this month in August. It's my monthly 5 for 10 card class. That's a variety of items. I saw this idea online someplace, so whoever did come up with it, it was a wonderful idea. Takes two of my favorite stamp sets and puts them together. It uses the jar of flowers, which I have totally misplaced, which is our little jar that we're using here. And then it uses the stamp set, Nothing's Better Than. Actually, it's a bundle. It's got all kinds of fun goodies. And then it has a coordinating die set on the other side. So what I really wanted to show you is how to make the jar. The rest of it is really fairly easy to do. So let's get started. First of all, I started with a half a sheet of cardstock in Real Red, to which I put on a sheet of black that's been trimmed, so it's 4 by 5 1/4. And then for the background, it's a piece of cardstock from our Taste. Oh, I can never remember the name of this set of paper. In Good Taste. It's all kinds of textures and neat papers. So what she did, which I thought was really cool, is to take this brick, cut off 1 3/4 inches, and this will be, all the dimensions and stuff will be on my blog. And then you flip this side over for like the countertop. Isn't that cool? Sometimes you can flip it over, sometimes you just need to use another sheet. So let me get this piece on. In this cardstock, there's all kinds of neat textures. There are tiles, there are things that look like spackling, there's wood, there's just all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, and then you put that up, and that's your layer. So this is actually 3 3/4 by 5, and then I cut it at 1 3/4. Some of the other papers that are in this, there is several different wood grains. This particular one I did on a card that I've already posted. Let's see, here we go. That I already posted, and it's got the wood tone on the front, and you have a circle that gets cut out. One of our circles matches perfectly with this wreath builder set, and then I put it on the inside. So you've got wood textures. On the back side of that is also some kind of raised and lowered brick. There's like burlap. And then on the back side is some bigger tile or brick. These are just a few of them. Here's some of the pink spackling. Oh, there's some nice dark wood grain. So there's just all kinds of neat textures in this particular group of cardstock. In Good Taste. I can never remember that. I also used a piece for this card, and while I used the brick 3D embossing folder for the background, I did use a piece of that cardstock for a wood countertop, kind of like what I'm doing here. And this is the jar of flowers with a sunflower. I love this. This is on my blog as well. Okay. So to build the rest of this card, you're going to need the stamp from the jar of flowers. This is the larger jar. There's actually 2 flowers, and I don't have my cushion. Let's see. Steal this one from my Stamparatus. I like to stamp when I have a photopolymer stamp with a cushion. And I'm using Memento ink because these are photopolymer stamps, and photopolymer stamps require Memento ink. And then this bundle comes with a jar punch. This is a little smaller than some of the other jar punches or dies that we've had in stamp sets. I love it. It's just a really nice size. So we'll punch that out. Getting ready. Then what I also had previously done is I punched out a piece of acetate or window sheet, whatever you like to call it, that we'll put on top to conceal our cookies. So to make our cookies, thankfully my mother tried this and she said, I'm having a heck of a time lining up the cookies. It's a two-step stamp. And I know we all have troubles from time to time, so let me show you a little tip. First of all, this is the cushion I pulled out of my Stamparatus. You need to use it when you're using photopolymer stamps. Don't look at my magnets. They're in sorry shape. I do have another set. So what I did is on one side of my platform, I put the solid cookie. The cookie, you can make any flavor or look that you want. I made mine chocolate chip. And so I'm using cinnamon cider ink. Ordinarily, I would make a spot, but the refill inks are just coming in and mine are on order and just aren't here yet. Okay, cool thing about the Stamparatus, looks like I have a pearl. Go figure. And then we can stamp it again. Okay, and there. All right, now we're going to do something called hinge stamping. Something that Stampin' Up's stamp positioner does that no others do. You can either move it down one hinge, which makes it a little close. There is a coordinating die, but I'm going to go down 2 spots, which is approximately 2 inches. I'm going to ink that up again and push. Stamparatus is also great if you have problems with carpal tunnel and hanging on to your stamps. Just put them on this, or I have a customer that's lost all her blocks. I don't remember if she moved or what. And then we have the last one. The last one's getting a little dicey here. Getting a little close. I moved the stamp down a little bit, or up a little bit, so it just, and I put a case under the, in this case I have my red rhinestones, and then we push, and it didn't work. Love the Stamparatus for that reason. And you can ink up the whole thing or part of it. There, okay. So there's our 4 cookies that we need to put in our jar in various stages. Now what I did is I flipped my plate. There's one of them, and I flipped my plate, and here's the detail. It's got the chocolate chips, some little bites, which I'll show you here in a minute. There. It's got some little crumbs, which we won't use. It has an area around it. We're going to move it down 2. Again, I'm using Memento ink because this is photopolymer as well. Move it down 2. We call this hinge stamping because you're moving along the hinge. And you can also do this across the top if that direction, or if you've got 2 or 3 things that you're needing to do. And we'll go here, like that. Then you're all done. You remove it from your Stamparatus and go over and use the coordinating die and cut out your 4 cookies, chocolate chip cookies, cinnamon, cider, and black. Okay, so needless to say, I've already cut out my cookies with my die. And when you do that, let me see if I can show that to you a little better. When you do that, there's quite an edge around here. So what I did, and I wanted to show this to you, so One picture's worth 1,000 words. I could not find my little snips. I have like 3 pair of them and I can't even find one. So if I don't find them, I will miss them. They have a really nice sharp blade that's fairly thin for close cutting like this, and the tips snip everything. Okay, so now I've cut out my 4 cookies, and now I'm going to place them on the jar. Okay, so what I did, you don't want the eaten part. Let's see, I'll pull this in here so you can see it a little bit, I hope. There. So what I did is I started up here and I wanted most of a cookie. So I put it on here so that it misses the edge, and you've got one cookie, one pretty full cookie. And then I took another one, and how I placed it was cover the bite. So I covered the bite like that. And then each progressive cookie you'll see less and less, and you can just arrange them any way you like so that you lose the bite. I've got a squeaky chair today. All right, so we're hanging off our jar. So turn it over and trim. Now on mine, I took the time to trim it up close past the jar so you can see the edge of the jar right here. The girls, some of them tried that. I'm not going to take the time to do that now, but some of the girls did go ahead and do that. Otherwise, whatever you feel like doing, have the time for, is what you do. Okay, to put this on, I used Terran tape, which I forgot. So I'll use some of our Stamp and Seal. To me, what this did is it makes it look like a jar, and it keeps these vulnerable edges kind of under wraps, okay? Then I used some red ribbon from the Playful Pals, I believe. And I'm going to put it here and just wrap it. I'm just putting a glue dot at either end. Whoop. Like so. And then I'm taking the end and sliding it under here like this. And tying a knot. And there you have it. I'm going to put this on my card with dimensionals, which I forgot to grab. Let's see. Here they are. I've been using a lot of these lately. I just ordered more. These are the larger ones. Covers more real estate in a short period of time. Let's see here. Okay, let's bring my card back in. And you just have to kind of decide where you want it to sit on your countertop there. Okay. So that's the main thing I wanted to show you today. But to put the rest of the card together, I used this framelit. It is from the Ornate Frame dies. I did this last year when they came out. They came out with a Halloween set. They are so pretty. This is the one we're using. I did some cards that I'm going to post here soon that used this die. Use this one a lot. It's gorgeous. And this die and this die to make this set of cards. You can use this to cut out the center of this one. They're just really, really pretty and a nice size for a lot of different things. So these are the ornate frames. I used this one, and in the set of dies is several words. You've got cookies, let's see, cookies, coffee, cocktails, and chocolate. What better deal can you have there? So what I did is I took my frame and a little of what I call our green glue, the multi-purpose glue, and just put some little dots on the die that I've cut in real red. I usually have some tweezers, and I put that on first so it could go where it needed to go. And then I love this, today's plan, consume one, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. We're going to consume cookies. I put this on the card flat, but you could do whatever you want. There is a little dot if you want to dot the I, which I kept, but the girls decided to add rhinestones, so I'll do that. Then you have a 1/2 inch strip of cardstock, and we're going to use the triple banner punch or the triple layer. You've got 2 different tips and 3 different sizes for each. So essentially you can do, helps if I open it, you can do 6 different shapes, and I always go under here like this, and different ways that you can layer that. It's wonderful. Okay, the nice thing about photopolymer is you can see through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the narrowest. It's a 1/2 inch. Let's see, I needed to go 3 inches with this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. And then you turn it around and slip it back in. And I make sure it's centered, and I punch. And then you've got this cool little tag. Isn't that neat? I love it. I love it. Okay, so to finish this up, we'll put this down here. I tried it a little wider, but it was just a little too wide. And then finish up with a little bling. These are our red rhinestones. They come a bazillion in a package. So I wanted one here, and the girls reminded me I only had 4, 3, 4. So our odd 5th one went here to dot the I. And there you have it, an adorable card for anybody. Today's plan, consume cookies. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be too. Fun, uplifting card for anyone, for any occasion. So give it a try. You need supplies? Check out my catalog and my website. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.